I did one, the trade fairs on trend in an unpredictable world of social distancing and consumers potentially staying at or working from home, reportedly for up to 12 months and more. It is absolutely crucial for every business to add virtual to their or your marketing mix. Number two, there are massive early bird discounts to exhibitors. Three, generously affordable pricing to encourage every business to get involved. Now, what I did last night is that I said, what makes it hot? And I tried to summarize it down into 1, 2, 3 points. And in this morning, I burst open those 1, 2, 3 points to include what is the storyline behind this. And then from there, I go on to the offer. We have magnificent opportunities for exhibitors, promoters, speakers, and then get onto that. And then I've put the original copy that we put together, because the original storyline for me is the real story behind the launch of a virtual trade fair. That a bunch of concerned people out of the chamber came together and said, what are we going to do for our members from lockdown? And this came from all the inputs, and it's developed into a stunning concept. Now, will the rest of the market grab this? You know what? It's like stirring a teacup. If you stir it slowly, it don't stir. But if you whip that spoon up and you get more and more people to whip it up. So what we've got, we need a couple of 100 people stirring this up. And the more people that get involved, the more this thing is going to stir. So I think we're about ready to begin stirring. We haven't started stirring yet. We've just been putting this out. We've been tweaking. I haven't even got to my LinkedIn database yet. But we're going to start getting there now with the ClickFunnels. And even then, it's not going to be easy. This, because the market is so hesitant, they don't know what to do. They're not making a decision of any kind. But that doesn't mean to say we mustn't stop stirring, and we've got to become more and more passionate about what we do. So perhaps some input from you about my introduction to that?
I think it's great, Trevor. Is there any way you can email it to me?
Okay, so I've got a cut and paste here. Can you get onto the Facebook site? It's all there.
I'm not on Facebook.
All right. So, okay. Now I'm doing it right now. Yeah.
Don't stress. I can get that to Dawn. It's not a problem. I'll copy and paste it for her. I'm on Facebook, so I'll send that over to her.
Thanks, Irene.
Okay.
No
Okay,
problem.
good. I'm going to do it the same, because we mustn't miss out on the opportunity to get this stuff going. Okay,
Exactly.
but we've got a storyline here, and I think we've got to stick to that storyline and use that. Okay, so I'll get this to you as well. Okay, you do the same, Irene. Let's get this stuff going.
Yeah, and I think I think one of the things you can do, Irene, is that you can actually leverage off the back of these posts, and then tag your message on it and say contact me to get involved in those sorts of things. So if you share these, put your stuff into your shared post, and then later on boost that, you'll probably find it goes out easier.
Okay, cool. I'll do that. Thanks, Arvin. That helps. Okay, great stuff. And I'll put on LinkedIn as well, because I've got quite a big database on LinkedIn as well. So which is great. And a lot of the people that are on my LinkedIn database is mostly marketing managers, which is great. It's and you'll see, Arvin, I'll send it to you as well. Remember we discussed the database that you guys wanted me to put together of the people that are on the virtual, what do you call it, our Zoom call, as well as I'm busy compiling lists of all the center management people at all the malls as well, because I see a lot of the malls don't give the individual email addresses of the people of the shops itself. A lot of them are not on email, but if we've got center management, and there's quite a few of them, that will work in our favor as well. So I'm basically spending this week trying to just really build a good database.
Fantastic. Oh, that's great.
Which I'll share with everybody as we go along.
Yeah, look, I think obviously, we need to make sure that, your database and your efforts are coming back to you directly, and it's not sort of put out there as a as a resource for other people to tap into. But I mean, obviously we want to try and get as many of those people in, so we just make sure that it's all linked to your promoter code, and you know, you guys are getting the just rewards for your efforts there. So
100%.
I asked Jason to link on my code. Did he? Do you know if he's done it? Or
no, he hasn't done. I was just having a look. There's no one who's linked as a secondary promoter on your code yet. So you need to.
I did WhatsApp him yesterday after our meeting, and he said yes, he would.
Yeah.
Ivan, just a quick one. Has anybody in general linked onto anybody's codes at this moment in time?
We've got a few people in. So let's just go back there. So we've got. I think one guy's managed to link himself onto 2 different networks, but so we've got 2 who've just come in on the general chamber network. So that's Guy Danes and Pierre Krobler, but Pierre, I think, was also a gig referral. So then Gig's got 1, which is Pierre again. So he's a double up, and then I think Wisdom's has got 1 as well. So, you know, other than you know, Wisdom's themselves and Gig themselves. So yeah, all in all, there's you 2. There's 2 others that have come in. I've got to set up one for a chap in Ghana. So I have to do that manually because Cricket doesn't provide disbursements to any Ghana banks at this stage. And yeah, so that's it at this stage. So yeah, none of your guys have actually come in on your secondary link yet.
Okay, all right, awesome. Okay, great stuff. No, then all good from my side. Thank you. Dawn, is there anything from your side at the moment?
No, I'm cool. I've been the whole morning on Zooms. After the premier one, I went in with Jasper, and now I've done this one, so the whole morning's been Zoomed. So I'm going to have to get cracking now afterwards and contact some people.
So you
zoomed
out. Yeah.
I'm zoomed out. Yeah, I need to get moving.
No, well, how can you be zoomed out? This is where we're going to live now for the future. I reckon for at least the next couple of months. You know, I got a surprise. Shelwyn came home early from work, and one of her people was found with COVID.
Oh.
So they shut the whole place down.
Wow.
So everyone now we're close proximity to the individual. We all have to be tested.
Yeah.
Well, Trevor, I just need to get up and go to the loo every now and then. You know, I've still got my same cup of tea made at 9 o'clock, so that's going to mean I'm zoomed out. I need to get these things moving.
So tell me about it. Tell me about it. I've been on the go since 8 o'clock on Zoom, so
just don't make the mistake of taking your cell phone to the loo.
You won't ask.
All right.
Okay, guys.
But Irene, if I can just say, this thing is about pumping. We're going to find for at least the next 10 days or so, it's going to feel like we are doing all the stuff and nothing's happening, and then something will break.
Something's going to break and it's going to go, yeah.
I think so too, Trevor.
Yeah,
thanks for that, Trevor. I'm a bit of an instant kind of results person, which is not always a very good trait, but we'll just keep pumping.
Not in this market, and Dawn actually saw it at our 9 o'clock session with our premium members. The whole tone began very quiet, no real ideas coming forward, but then as we pushed and as the passion comes out, people catch it and it comes back, right, Dawn? You saw what happened to Serena. Yeah, and the others. Yeah. And this whole world right now is going to be driven by people like ourselves. First of all, we've got to believe in what we've got. We've got to, you know, and is it honest? And what are other people doing? I mean, if you can just see, well, as I say, there's an entire practice here this morning that is now in turmoil. And not just practice. Okay, it's a big organization.
Yeah.
Businesses are going to be hit left, right, and center. They find one individual, everyone gets sent home, and it hasn't even begun. Did you see in the United States this morning? where they were projecting 70,000 people at the beginning of COVID just on 80 odd days ago, and they thought it was all over. They're now projecting by August they're going to hit 138,000 dead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they're already on 70,000. So I mean,
well, exactly. So, but everyone is trying to turn around and say, hey, no, you know what? We've got to go back to work. Well, what's everyone thinking? Are you going to go to work if you're going to die, and if your family's going to die? So people are going to be stuck here. And it's just going to, and we South Africans, we're hard-headed. So we're about as hard-headed as the guys in the mid states, where they're holding these placards up and saying, we don't care if we die. Wait until your family member gets taken out. Then you'll know what it's about.
Yeah, then it's a different story, huh?
Exactly. So it's, we must know, what other solution have other people got?
Life's changed now. Nothing's the same. You know, you've just got to get your other cap on and now look at it from different perspectives, you know?
Yeah, speaking of which, Dawn,
then you're in trouble.
Mm.
In trouble if you can't make that adjustment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what we have to say to people, Irene. We have to say, please be realistic now. Look at all the exhibitions are cancelled. This is a perfect platform to get your customers on base to get exposure. Where else are they going to get a platform like this? And at this price, it's a gift.
Well, I think that's exactly it. You know, I mean, the value offering here is massive, and I mean, yes, there are other platforms out there, but guess what? You're going to be paying 50, 60, 70,000 euros, you know, dollars,
precisely,
to get onto those platforms. You know, this for anybody, and especially people internationally, this is a nothing number. I mean, 13,500 rand in euros is a couple of cups of coffee. You know, I mean, it's it's really
maybe one cup.
Talking about that, Ivan, I want those conversion numbers, please. We must just actually list them down, just so that there's a close conversion, currency conversion into our actual sales numbers, just for people to understand that.
I'll do that, but Dawn, I think you need to get Irene onto some of those other networks that we put out there this morning as well. So I think you know, there's a good opportunity for her to start engaging. I mean, you know, the world's a big place in terms of people. So
I just have to say one thing, Ivan. I think Mark doesn't put his phone down, because I'm on 2 of these groups. I actually left VIP because it was overwhelming.
VIP is
the whole time I said to myself that phone is part of his body. Doesn't do anything else.
But the boy is connected, eh? The boy is connected.
He's smart.
Yeah.
He's smart because this is where it's all going. And people are turning around and say, hey, it's too much for me. Well, then you know what? Your livelihood is too much for you. You might as well go and sit back. And
look, I'm on the women's group. I'll continue on that one, but I can't do all of them. It's just
of course.
No, you can't do all of them. Yeah, I mean, I
cannot do all of them. Yeah. What's a never-ending thing like? What is that? What is that one about?
Look, I think the never-ending the VIP pub thing is
just chit.
It's a social thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, they started it about 2 weeks ago and said they come up with an idea. Let's do never-ending networking, and but there's only been a few of them there. And what I'm saying to them is, hey, just keep going. It's the same as our Wisdom's Chats format.
Yeah. Like they started it a week ago exactly, so last Tuesday.
Oh, is it? Okay. But I heard Dawn getting cross, or can I say aggressive, or should I say assertive just now? Okay. Ivan, what have you heard from me this morning through all of the forums?
Energy. I mean, you know, there's an underlying excitement. There's an underlying energy. You're trying to lift the discussions, because people are needing that. You know, they're looking for that sort of level of excitement. I mean, I've had people come back to me from these other networking forums and saying, yes, geez, I met Trevor, and you know, geez, that guy's on fire. You know, So I mean, it's fantastic, and that's what we've got to do, because that's what's going to create, you know, the interest and the activity around what we do in the virtual trade fair is people getting out there and saying, hey, You know, stop this nonsense with getting caught up in the COVID stats and that rubbish. Just let's be proactive.
Exactly.
Let's do stuff. You know.
Exactly. But we have to start being more and more forceful
Yeah.
because people are not getting off their backside. So we have to push. And I'd rather push people that they fall off and they go and drown in their own little pity party and work with those people that are really going to work with us than actually sit back and just say, oh, well, the market's not going to accept this. Because I
Just go with the flow.
I believe in what we are doing. And,
Yeah.
and if I didn't believe it, I've got to find other people that believe in what we're doing. And until you actually believe in it, you actually can't sell this blooming thing.
Yeah.
Or anything. You can't sell anything. Not in this environment. So we have to push this thing. Okay, so now I'm cross. I'm going outside. I'm going to get to this. I am so excited about
the fire.
This market. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll have to put the fire. I'll have to put the fire back on. So, yeah, yeah. So our 10-minute session took 33 minutes now because Trevor's so excited and forceful. So
see, exactly. Got to get out there. And I spent the whole morning on Zooms, and that's what I want to do. I want to get on my phone. You know, I haven't done one today.
All right. Okay. Just keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jay.